in terms of, oh, this makes me happy, this makes me upset, this makes me jealous, this makes me excited. And I think that that really helped, that slowing down helped me to be able to feel my intuition a little bit more.
Like New Year's resolution is like born in this command and control paradigm that you're going to like kind of crack down on yourself, you know, and resolve to like, you know, whip yourself into kind of adherence and conformity. And I think that's part of what we're trying, like, that's like part of the way of thinking we need to evolve out of. It's just not, I just don't find it to be that productive. Kind of inspired by New Year's and this invitation to kind of step back and look at the bigger picture, not just engage in planning work. That is an approach that works when you kind of know what's going to happen. You have like a kind of a predetermined kind of end state that you're working backwards from. It's really helpful to plan. But, you know, what if you don't know what's going to happen, or you don't have a lot of clarity? We're living in such an uncertain time. Last year was nothing like the years previous. So what are these other ways that we can feel our way into the future alongside planning?
The idea of kind of letting go of the fact that you have to know what you're doing next. And if something happens that's unexpected, that it doesn't necessarily mean that your whole life has to fall apart. It's kind of like, all right, how do I navigate the next step, knowing what I know about where I am, so that I can just basically like make it to the next day.
We forget that we are living in the wild and that we are wild beings. We have become so accustomed to having processes and systems in our lives that give us routines and structures. We all have felt chaos in this past year, and it is important to consider how can you navigate your life. You know, one beautiful way of doing that is through wayfinding, which is kind of accessing your own inner intuition. So your own inner knowing that is not coming from your conscious logical thought process. It's showing up through your body, or getting insight from other kind of places within yourself that can help you kind of orient to your environment and navigate around.
I think one of the things that you just said that reminded me of something, like my life before COVID was very, very busy, and I was a very social person. But I noticed when I went farming and like the outside world kind of turned down a little bit, like the volume got turned down. It was so much easier for me to feel my body in terms of, oh, this makes me happy, this makes me upset, this makes me jealous, this makes me excited. And I think that that really helped, that slowing down helped me to be able to feel my intuition a little bit more. And even though, like I said, my goal of last year was to get more in touch with my intuition, but if you would have told me, okay, well, you're gonna go farming for 40 days, I would have been like, no, I'm not. Like, why would I do that? You know, like, that's silly. I have a good job that I can't do that with. But and I think that that was part of it. It's like unexpected things, but also being able to handle them, and then being able to like breathe into it and just kind of be like, I'm here right now. You know, I'm turning the volume down on things. And then once the volume, like, because once I left the city, volume went down. And then when I came back, it was like my senses were just like, whoa, like day by day, I might be a little bit more numb to that feeling. And then other days I'm like, whoa, this doesn't feel right. I can tell this is not the direction I should be headed in. And I'm able to listen to that a little bit easier and say, okay, maybe this isn't the best thing for me right now.
But in the grand scheme of things, we are trying to work on ourselves in so many different ways, and we have, you know, different relationships and different scenarios playing out every day in our lives, that we need to just allow ourselves to find our peace within, and just listen to ourselves from within and let parts of ourselves develop and grow and kind of move around in a holistic way, because we can't be perfect and be on full throttle in all aspects of our life at all the time. So we have to our minds have to have a allowance of kind of where we're at on our path.